Processed foods might be convenient, but they come with hidden dangers that can totally sabotage your weight loss efforts. This is part 2 of our series on processed foods. If you missed part 1, check it out with the link in the description where I discuss the top reasons why processed foods can cause weight gain and how they impact your health. In today's episode, I'll reveal healthier alternatives that follow a primal, paleo type lifestyle, and stay tuned as I share eat this, not that tips to help you make better choices and stay on track with your weight loss and health goals. If you haven't clicked on one of my videos before, I'm Dr. Ashley. I'm a PhD nutritionist, registered dietitian, weight loss expert, and the founder of PhD Weight Loss. We've helped over 7,200 people drop over 260,000 pounds and keep it off. I'm here to provide you with science-backed information to help you drop the weight and keep it off for good. So let's dive into these healthier alternatives. I'm just going to go ahead with this list, and I hope that you can jot down on a piece of paper the suggestions that I have for you so that you can go to the grocery store or shop online and get these alternatives instead. So let's say you just love breakfast cereal, which by the way is just junk. I'm always going to be honest with you on this channel and in these videos. It doesn't matter where the cereal comes from, if it's Kashi or Raisin Bran or granola, Fiber One, all these different brands out there that might have the heart healthy stamp on it. By the way, if it has a heart healthy stamp on it, you don't want to consume it at all because it's just trash. So if you love cereal, you love granola, one option could be to make homemade granola where you put your own nuts and seeds, dried fruit in there. You could sweeten it with a honey or maple syrup, but usually that's really calorically dense. Anyway, even if you make it at home and if your goal is to drop weight, I suggest just letting go of granola because it is so dense and not super filling. Like really 2 tablespoons is so dense, and I mean I could eat an entire bag of granola, but it could just be me. My favorite brands of cereal for people who just will not let go of cereal, they have an emotional tie to it, would be Catalina Crunch, Magic Spoon, or Julian Pro Granola. Another thing, flavored yogurts. If you really love flavored yogurts, remember that it has just as much sugar as a Haagen-Dazs ice cream, and it doesn't matter if the flavored yogurt is dairy based or coconut based or pea based or almond based or dirt based. Really, it doesn't matter. A healthier alternative would be like a full fat cottage cheese or a plain Greek yogurt topped with your own fresh berries. You could sweeten it with monk fruit, a few drops of liquid stevia if you want something sweet, or you could do allulose. For a dairy-free option, you could use Siggy's coconut yogurt. Fage is a great brand, Maple Valley is a great brand, but you want to make sure that you're getting the plain full-fat Greek yogurt because it's higher in protein. Processed cheese products, you know, like the Cheese Whiz, the stuff that you can spray out of a can, American cheese. I personally love American cheese because it's just so gooey and it melts and it's delicious, but it is not good for you because it's got a lot of crappy oils and fats and omega-6s in there. A healthier alternative would be any kind of just real cheese, like a cheddar cheese block. If you can do a raw milk cheese, that would be even better. I would always choose a full-fat cream cheese, like the real deal, if you can do that. Now, let's say you really like packaged deli meat. A healthier alternative, of course, would be to slice from a roast turkey breast or a chicken breast. If you can do pasture-raised sources, great, but you don't have to if it's out of your budget. You could go for uncured deli meats. Applegate is a good brand. You could get plain frozen sliced grilled chicken breast. Again, Applegate frozen chicken maple patties are great. My kids love the patties and the links, and we just heat them up really quickly in the microwave if we're busy. If you're vegetarian, the Gardein plant-based chicken strips could be a decent option. Okay, let's talk about alternatives for snack bars, because most of the granola bars, the protein bars, the Lara bars, all the brands out there are just sugar. So instead, the brands that I would suggest would be Fit Crunch bars, Fulfill bars, Power Crunch, or Quest. Usually have a better macro profile than the ones that I mentioned before. I don't love oatmeal. I'm not a fan of oatmeal at all, actually, especially the instant type. If you really need oatmeal in your diet, I would recommend overnight oats and then just do do a small portion of that and make sure you're adding some kind of protein to get about 30 to 50 grams of protein. So it would be the bulk of the meal might be like a plain full fat Greek yogurt with a little bit of oats if you need that, or you could mix in collagen to your oats, but I would say just let oats go if you can. If you look up low carb and keto, not that this is a keto diet, but if you look up keto oatmeal replacement, you'd find likely an oatmeal recipe that's based with chia seeds and nuts and seeds that could be a better option, but you're going to be much better off with just dropping the oats and eating eggs instead. Frozen dinners, let's just say you're in a bind or you just don't love cooking dinner and you need something quick and you go for frozen dinners. Well, a better brand would be Factor Meals or Primal Kitchen frozen bowls, specifically the chicken pesto I really like. Healthy Choice Power Bowls. So you need to be careful when you're choosing your frozen meal, making sure that there's adequate protein and it's not super high in carbs. So when I say healthy choice, I don't mean all of them. I mean specifically the power bowls, like the Greek style chicken with cauliflower rice. Okay, healthier alternatives to salad dressing. If you can't make your own homemade salad dressing, that would be preferred with extra virgin olive oil, maybe adding some apple cider vinegar in there that helps with blood sugar control. You could do some mustard and herbs. Let's just say you don't cook or you just don't have time. The best brands are Primal Kitchen and Chosen. Primal Kitchen just recently came out with a dipping sauce and it is so good. Actually, there are 3 different flavors and I'm enjoying them all right now. Okay, what to do about processed snack foods like chips and pretzels and popcorn? You guys, pretzels are like the worst food that we could consume if our goal is weight loss. And I know that's super confusing because they're fat-free and we've been told to eat fat-free foods. Well, pretzels just spike your blood sugar levels like crazy and most of us eat them at night in front of the TV. So instead, I would go sliced vegetables like cucumber, bell pepper, jicama, carrots, and eat them with some guacamole or some hummus if you like that. Instead of vegetables, if you're looking at me like, heck no, these vegetables aren't going to replace my delicious Dorito chips. Well, you could go for pork rinds. I like the Epic brand or 4505 pork rinds are really delicious. You could get beef jerky if you like that. I really enjoy carnivore snacks. They're delicious. They're a bit expensive because it's dehydrated meat, so you really are consuming a steak, but it's delicious and crunchy and salty. You could go for the wild chips that you can buy at the grocery store or Quest chips. You could make homemade kale chips. If you are vegetarian, you could go with a Primal vegan jerky. Crave plant-based jerky could be an alternative for you. Okay, let's go to sugary drinks like sodas and sweetened teas. No one should be drinking a full sugar, regular sugar soda or a sweetened tea, especially if you're struggling with insulin resistance, belly fat, weight gain. Instead, you're going to just let that go, and a healthier alternative could be sparkling water with a splash of fresh lemon. You could make a mocktail. This is a delicious mocktail. If you get a strawberry sparkling water, you put a dash of our Dr. Ashley Wellness Strawberry Paradise electrolyte in it, and then muddle the mint in there. It is so good. There is a link in the description in the notes here for a discount code to Dr. Ashley Wellness if you want to try that. You can sweeten tea. You could get unsweetened tea and sweeten it with a dash of monk fruit or stevia drops of any flavor or allulose if you like that. So there's some alternatives. What do I drink? Because I don't drink soda, I just do the sparkling water is my favorite. Healthier alternatives for frozen pizza. You could make homemade pizza with a cauliflower crust, but I get it. If you're getting a frozen pizza, it's likely because you don't have time to go and make your own cauliflower crust pizza. So instead, you could go get an outer aisle sandwich thin. It's like a little mini pizza based out of cauliflower, and you could put pesto on it, chicken, onion, parsley, whatever you like there, a small drizzle of extra virgin olive oil. Cauliflower keto crust is a good option. You just want to be careful when you are buying a cauliflower pizza crust because the majority of them are just as carby as their full regular counterpart. They stick tapioca flour, soy flour, potato flour in there and just make those as junky as the others. So you've got to understand how to read a food label. Okay, let's talk about alternatives for candy and sweets. You could go for dark chocolate. A good goal is 70% cacao or higher. You could make dark chocolate covered strawberries or blueberries, which are delicious. You could make a protein shake. A lot of the proteins out there are flavored in a really great way that it makes it taste like a milkshake and you're getting protein with it. I really like the Truline brand of protein. The strawberry is great. You could get Greek yogurt and add that flavored protein mix into the Greek yogurt, stir it up and put a little bit of fresh berries on top. That's really great. You could get some apple slices and get some fresh ground almond butter and drizzle some dark chocolate on it. And if you really need something gummy and sweet, you could look at Smart Sweets, I think is the brand where it's lower sugar. I was wearing a CGM, a continuous glucose monitor, and ate a bag of those, and it still did raise my blood sugar, but not as much as eating regular gummy bears. So you could check that out. Okay, let's say you need an alternative for some packaged baked goods like muffins and donuts. I don't love making like lower carb paleo alternatives to baked goods, I will say, because they're just super dense. If you use almond flour, the cupcake made out of almond flour is just so dense, and we really weren't meant to eat almond flour. You know, if you think about how many almonds have to be grated to make a cup of almond flour, it's just a lot. So you might not like my alternative here because it is saying just don't eat these very much. If you need something, you could check out Birch Benders is a good brand. They have pancake mix that you could make into muffins. You could add berries or some dark chocolate chips into those, but really less baked goods usually supports a healthier lifestyle. I know that's a hard one. I used to love to bake and I just found it wasn't conducive to my overall goals. Okay, so now let's dive into some healthier options for dining out. You know, as a PhD weight loss client, we've got a dining out guide that they receive. It's 184 pages long. It is extensive. And if a client goes to a restaurant that's not on that dining out guide, then they can text us, email us, call us, and tell us where, send us the menu, and we will pick out what menu item they can choose, or we'll have to help them to craft an option that fits within their plan. And it is easy to dine out. After you learn these tips and tricks, you can go anywhere. I go to any restaurant and able to enjoy a delicious meal. So I want you to understand that it's not limiting. It just takes some awareness and education, understanding and support. So let's talk about just some few common restaurants, and I'm going to provide you with some alternative options. But in the comments below, if you love to go somewhere that I didn't mention, drop in there what you like to get and ask for an alternative and we'll help you. Or even better, I'd love for you to drop what you get right now and what you think would be a good alternative. So you learn in the process and we'll give you a thumbs up, a thumbs down, or a suggestion. So let's take Buffalo Wild Wings. Go there and get their naked tender wings, no bread, with a blue cheese dressing. You can have the carrots and the celery with blue cheese too. You just want to avoid the sweet teriyaki stuff. If you like the hot wings, it's totally fine to do. Chick-fil-A, you could go and get a bacon and egg biscuit, no biscuit. You could get the grilled chicken nuggets and a side salad. You just, again, want to avoid the sweet sauce and let go of the biscuit and the buns. You could go to Chipotle. Chipotle is an easy one to go to and get the meat with the salad bowl, no beans or corn or rice. You could get a Whole30 bowl or a keto bowl. You could go to Chili's and get the ancho salmon, no rice, extra veggies. If you go to Starbucks, I always get an Americano and I ask for about a ½ inch of steamed heavy cream. You don't need to get a latte with all that milk. You don't need to get a breve with all of that cream in there. All of those sweet drinks, you actually can just get an Americano with a ½ inch to an inch, if you like it really creamy, of steamed heavy cream. And then if you need some sweetener in there, you could get some 1 pump of sugar-free vanilla, and it is so delicious. Go to Five Guys and you get a burger, just ask for no bun, no fries, and get a salad instead. Jimmy John's, you can get it in a lettuce wrap instead of a tortilla. A lot of clients will come into PhD weight loss and say, I get the tortilla instead of the bun. You guys, the tortilla is no better. Oftentimes it can be even worse. If you go to Kentucky Fried Chicken, you can get the grilled chicken with the green beans and a Caesar salad. Okay, you guys, I don't want to keep you too long, but I hope that this was helpful, and I hope you feel armed with at least some options to replace those processed foods and dine out in a healthier way. If you haven't tuned in to part 1, where I discuss the impact of processed foods on your health and the strategies to break the addiction and that cycle, I want you to check it out, and there's a link in the description for it. In the comments below, share your thoughts, your strategies, your swaps or challenges, and as always, please subscribe so that we can impact more people in a positive way. I'll see you next time.